On the waterfront at Mission Bay.
Yeah, gorgeous. Lots of sunshine, nice and cool. And for that many miles, you need some cooler conditions. And we had them today. Temperatures are running slightly cooler than average for this time of year, and they'll be a little bit cooler tomorrow. We've got a live shot right now as we look out over downtown. Limited cloud cover out there. We'll have some patchy fog along the coast tomorrow, and we'll start off with some cloud cover west of the mountains. Not a lot, but some. 64 at this hour, 75% relative humidity, and the wind out of the west-northwest at 3 miles per hour. And we will continue to see the wind become more of a westerly wind as we go through tomorrow. Right now, look at you can see a little patches of fog right along the coast, and we're still in the 50s and 60s. You head inland, boy, we've really dropped quite a bit. The numbers are in the 50s for most locations, and even the higher elevations, we're going to see some 40s and even some 30s for overnight lows. A couple of things I want to point out as we look at the big picture here. You can see a little storm, big storm, moving right across the Pacific Northwest. You've got a couple of them lined up behind it. As we go through the next 24 hours, that storm up into the Pacific Northwest starts to head down to the south. So the jet stream with all of the real cold air is still well up to the north. So tomorrow, that area of low pressure drops. It parks right over Nevada. That counterclockwise rotation and that flow right over us give us a good solid west breeze tomorrow. So we'll start to cool off a little bit more tomorrow. Then after that, we'll see some warmer conditions. So tomorrow, about 2 to 4 degrees cooler. So most of us at the coast will be in the 60s, low to mid 60s, and inland will manage some 70s. Now, what happens as we get into Monday, this area of high pressure starts to expand our direction. It parks just west of the Great Basin on Monday, Tuesday, and into Wednesday. So that'll give us a weak offshore flow starting on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So we'll warm back up closer to average for a couple of days. It's not going to be a Santa Ana event, but it is going to give us a very weak offshore flow. Since it's parked just west of the Great Basin, that's why we've got some weak offshore flow rather than a strong Santa Ana event. Nonetheless, it'll drop quickly, and as we go into next week, we'll start to see some cooling by the end of the week into next weekend. FUTURECAST with the wind. This is 3 p.m. tomorrow. We just talked about that solid wind coming in off the coast. You can see it still there, about 8 to 11 miles per hour. So a cool breeze, a little brisk at times. Then as we go into Monday, watch what happens as the wind direction starts to shift, becomes more of a north and offshore wind. That's Monday, and that's when we start to warm up very gradually as we go through the remainder of the week. We'll continue with the FUTURECAST marine layer where we left off right at 6 o'clock. Cloud cover tomorrow morning, headed to the farmer's market, services perhaps. Should see some clearing by about 9, 10 o'clock. Plenty of sunshine, a bit of a cool breeze coming through, and then as we go through the afternoon, start to see that fog coming on through again. So your overnight lows, we talked about just how cold it is. Look at those 40s out there in the higher elevations. You got a couple of 30s in Julian and Descanso, 56 in Mira Mesa. Got some 70s for tomorrow afternoon in the warmest spots. These are low to mid 70s. And again, the coast remains with the 60s. Your extended forecast right along the coast. Yeah, you've got some cooler conditions tomorrow, the gradual warm up as we go into Monday, Tuesday. And then next weekend, we start to cool back down just a bit. Your inland numbers, about 72 degrees or so tomorrow. Back into the 80s by Wednesday. These are the low 80s. And then after that, the offshore, we lose it and we come back to those 70s, which is pretty close to average.
It's cold enough out there at night now. If you have a fireplace, you can actually have a fire again.
It's nice. I like
nice
that.
And polished.
Yeah, exactly. Candles.
Yeah, nice, great.